I am Tameka Phillips. With Colliers International, I am the Community Engagement Manager. We just want to thank you all for joining us tonight on our virtual meeting. We're going to go ahead and get started. Walter, can you talk about our response to COVID, please?
Yes, we have recently relaxed our policy regarding COVID-19. As many of you have heard, there is no longer a mask mandate or mask requirement. So we are following suit with that, as the protocol is no longer a mandate from the city of Atlanta as well. But what we do ask and what we do encourage in that regard is that you are vigilant in regards to washing your hands and definitely using the hand sanitizers that we have posted throughout the building. We have them at all of the entry points to Pittsburgh Yards, and also at the common areas like the conference room and the group tables. So we want to make sure that everyone's staying safe. So as you are moving about the building, if you do have any concerns around your health, we do ask that you stay home, particularly if you are a co-working member. But in regards to just the general health of the building, we are asking that folks still maintain a good bit of social distance, but the mask requirement is no longer a requirement to be in the building. Any questions about that? All right, that's all that I have in that regard.
We're going to move along. Tron, can you give us the updates for the community market, please?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. My name is Tron Banks, one of the three co-directors for Pittsburgh Community Market. We have quite a few updates to go over. So I'll start with upcoming markets. This weekend we're having a plant sale. So mostly everybody probably knows Miss Haleen. She's our urban farmer in the community market. So she actually has a U-Haul full of plants that she's going to be selling. So she has different things from peach trees to apple trees. She has startup plants, just different, just a lot of plants, a lot of vegetables she's going to be selling. We also have other people having a few vegetables up there like kale and some starter plants as well. So that's this coming weekend. The next partnered market, well, actually we have two or three partner markets coming up. Not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday following this Saturday, we have a partner market. And it'll be a kind of a jazz band there for that market. So it'll be like a jazz theme, but we'll also have some literature around autism. So we know it's National Autism Awareness Week, so we're going to be having some literature about autism for that particular market. The following market, that'll be May 7th. We have our partner market with Atlanta Indie Market. That's every first Saturday. So Atlanta Indie, we bring a family field day to that market. So we have the volleyball net set up. We have a small polo course set up and activities for the kids. The following week after that, the second week in May, that's May 14th, we have the final installation of the National Black Arts Festival event, which is an indoor-outdoor event. It's going to be art-based. So that's painters and graffiti artists. And we're taking artist submissions now until the end of the month. So if you know anybody who's an artist or interested in being in that particular event, tell them to send us an email, or they can DM us on Instagram at Pittsburgh Community Market, or Pittsburgh Community Market at gmail.com. And then we'll send them, there's a registration form they have to fill out. so they can be a part of that particular market. So that's May 14th. And like I said, the registration cutoff is at the end of the month. We also got news about our festival permit. Last Monday was the vote, and it was unanimous that we had a permit for the site. So we were already planning some events in a certain capacity, whether we got the permit or not. We were going to plan something during the summer, but we had since we got the permit, we can go along with the larger scale plans. And so we're planning a Juneteenth weekend festival with the Atlanta Beltline. We actually have a walkthrough coming up this Tuesday, I believe. So we'll have just more information as far as what the vision is for that particular event and what we're looking to build there. We also have another one planned for that. Let me back up. The festival permit is a 13-week permit. So it will start the second week in June and end the second week in September, with 1 week being a rain day. So if any of those events get rained out, we'll be able to push it, at least one of those events to a later week in September. So going back to those festivals, like I said, Blackberry Arts Festival, well, I think I might have skipped one. I left off with Juneteenth, and now I'm going to go to the Blackberry Arts Festival, which is the second event that's being planned in that festival span. That's a July 9th event. And Blackberry Arts Festival, they're an art-based crew. It's 4 different three, because one backed out, but it's 3 different art crews plus Pittsburgh Community Market that's coming together. It's going to be mainly art-based. So we have a lot of artists, and we're also taking how should I say? We're taking applications for artists for that event. We actually have a meeting right after this meeting with them. So another great art-based event, and that'll be July 9th. We're in the works of like the beginning stages of planning a food grow operative, what we're calling a food grow operative. And we're working with community movement builders, which is based in Pittsburgh community. They're an activist group that they're working on food sustainability within the community. And they're already doing some things as far as growing and setting up raised beds in the community. So we're having discussions every other Wednesday. Next Wednesday will be our next meeting if anybody wants to join in on that discussion. And we're mainly talking about, well, first of all, we're building a survey, and the survey is asking people in the community a few things, but it's all food based. So we're figuring out what people like to eat. We're figuring out what challenges people are having with getting their groceries, if any, where they're getting their groceries from. Just, it's not a huge survey, but it's probably about 15 questions that we're kind of fine tuning, and we'll probably have that survey finished by next Wednesday. But if anybody wants to join that food sustainability conversation with us and community movement builders, like I said, we meet every other Wednesday, and we're expanding on that conversation and just getting people in the community involved in where their food is coming from. Next, and I think I talked about it the last call, and it was like a possibility, but now it's something that's concrete that's going to happen. We applied for a small grant for this company called ChangeX, and what they do is they're a robotics company. So they have a Lego challenge. It's a nationwide Lego challenge. So we'll be able to represent South Atlanta in the Lego challenge. It's kind of limited. We'll only be able to work with 10 kids, but what they'll be doing is building a robot, and then they'll learn programming and be able to program an actual Lego robot. And it's not something like that's super complicated. It's minor coding. We'll be able to kind of guide them through the coding, but it'll be simple computer tasks, simple tasks that the robot will be able to should do, and then that's kind of how they grade you on your team, basically. So we would actually like to see that turn into a festival, like some kind of science festival, but that won't happen until August. But we'll be putting the teams together in June. So that's something to look forward to for the kids. And finally, from the market, we have Fresh Mart. So Makisha put in an application for a group. They basically do food deliveries. It's like boxes that you can get, but you have to go through a 5-week program. And in that 5-week program, they do like a small, they do a demo, and then they give food boxes at the end of the demo. So Pittsburgh Yards was looked at. We did a walkthrough with them last week, and they're looking at making that one of their points of food distribution for the 5 weeks. I think that's it for the market. I think I covered everything. And if it's anything, anybody have any questions or want to join in any of these conversations that we're having, send us an email, pittsburghcommunitymarket@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Pittsburgh Community Market, and also check out our website for updates, www.pittsburghcommunitymarket.com. We have all the event updates and vendor information on the site. And that's
Thank
all.
you, Tron.
Thank you.
Hey, Tron, thank you. I do have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you engaging these children for this robotics?
We are reaching out
Is it
to
children from Pittsburgh?
exactly. We're reaching out to churches, and we're also going to take it to the to P&A meeting next Saturday? I think it's next Saturday. We're going to take it in front of the P&A and churches and identify 10 kids. We already kind of have 2 of the kids picked, but yeah, we're looking for like 8 more kids to build our team. But like I said, we really want to build that out into a festival. Makisha, a lot of people don't know, a couple of weeks ago, she was able to attend like a science fair, I guess you call it, at Piedmont Park. And she got a lot of good ideas from that. So we're actually looking to maybe find some partners with Georgia Tech or somebody who's into robotics and kind of build it out so we can work with a lot more kids outside of the 10 that we're allotted with this grant.
Okay, sounds good. Is there an age limit for these children?
I believe the youngest is 9, and I want to say the range may be to like 15 or 16, but Makisha's taking the lead on that particular event, so I can get more clarification on that in the coming days when we have our co-directors meeting.
Okay, sounds good. That should be exciting. Does anybody else have any questions or comments for Tron before we move on? Okay, well, we're gonna move on to our Pittsburgh partners. I see Moses Carroll here, our PAC president.
Hey, how everybody doing this evening? Groovy.
Good.
Awesome. Walter, is it possible that I can share my screen, sir? I want to give everybody something to review where I'm running off at the mouth, but I promise I won't be long.
You sure can.
You're the greatest.
No, you are.
Thank you. All right, let's see if I can pull this off. And bam, I hope, boom. All right, real quick, my name is Moses Carroll. I'm the president of the Pittsburgh Adair Park, Capitol View and Capitol View Manor Business Association. Our mission as an association is to be able to represent all the businesses, not only in Pittsburgh Yards, but the connecting neighborhoods and within District 12. Our whole goal is to create a unified front in order for us to make sure that our community is being built with businesses and social and economic ways for all of us to prosper. One of the things that we're doing as an association is we're doing what we call a Fit 23 program, which was created at Fit Squad Studios. Our main goal is to add better health and wellness to our community. So one of the things that we're doing is our Fit 23 program, and it's based on basically the dimensions of wellness, which covers emotional, environmental, financial, intellectual, occupational, so on and so forth. Things that we all know that are vital to us living, good, healthy lifestyles. You'll see the definitions on how we put everything in perspective. And we started on April 11th. This program grows for 23 weeks. And if you're wondering why we're doing it 23 days for 23 weeks, there's an old saying that you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. Well, unfortunately, in my line of work, especially being a gym owner, that's not always true. A lot of people fall off. And the reason that they fall off is because they lose a little bit of motivation, they lose the interest, and they lose a desire because most people come in with the wrong idea, thinking that it's going to take them two weeks or a month to get ready for summer when summer is 2 months away. So our goal is to help educate people on areas in their life where they may be losing or may not be moving forward. So again, if you look at the definitions, you will see how we're going to accomplish that based on, a person's needs or desires to, live a healthier and more balanced lifestyle. So it's a free program. So every Monday between 5 a.m. and 7 p.m., all the tenants in Pittsburgh Yards are able to come in and work out for free. 6:30 every Monday, we host a seminar covering 1, 2, or 3 of the dimensions of wellness in order to, give you some information that you can take back and use in your own personal life. Um, One of the cool things about it is, and we're just going to start with emotional. So when you come in for an emotional seminar, the speaker presenter will probably give you a couple of items to do as far as homework is concerned that you can work on yourself. And then when you come back for the next meeting with that presenter, then you're going to be able to go over that information and how it helped you and how it changed your life in whatever way it changed you. So that's kind of like why we're doing it. We're just trying to help people get on the right track to better wellness. The reason that we go for 23 weeks is because a lot of people need a lot more hands-on support. And again, 21 days is good for some, but it's not good for a lot of people. So if we're giving you 23 weeks to try to, and not trying to be funny, get your life together, then I think it's well worth the opportunity, especially when you're receiving information that's going to help you change your lifestyle. So that's one of the things that we're sponsoring. And then next up, and thanks Tron for mentioning Autism Awareness Month, we're sponsoring J. Cole Advocacy. That's one of our business associates in Fit Squad Studios and the PAC. Their first annual golf tournament at Top Golf. It's May the 1st from 2 to 5. And there will be prizes and all that good stuff given away. And you can always go online to J. Cole Advocacy Top Golf at Eventbrite to register if you're interested in being involved. The owner of the business, her name is Alicia Gaucher Paige, and she's the mother of 2 autistic kids, and both of them are nonverbal. One uses a device. And the reason that she started her nonprofit is because there are a lot of people in our community that are walking around that have no guidance, that have no support. And autism is such a unique, unique case or unique disability that some people don't receive the support. And she's been lucky and blessed to be able to raise 2 autistic kids. And if anybody hasn't no experience with autism, you know how difficult it could be to manage not only your life, but manage your job, manage your household, manage your friends. So I think one of the main reasons that we're sponsoring this event is because we want to help support those people in Pittsburgh or their part, pretty much in the entire District 12, who may have issues with autism. They could be adults, they could be children, but they all need guidance and support. And, again, some people walk around that need to be on meds and they're not. The purpose of her nonprofit is to help support those people and get them on the right track as well. Outside of that, our next PAC meeting will be coming up in about 2 or 3 months, actually. Right now, we're still we're hosting small little meet and greets to talk about our memberships. One of the things that we will be doing is having another membership drive very soon, and we'll be letting Tameka know when that's going to come up. So if you're a business owner within Pittsburgh Yards, what we're doing for you all is you'll receive 2 years for the price of one. That membership price is set at $50. The annual membership base is $100. And what comes with that membership is being able to come together and work as a team. If anybody's familiar with the Kirkwood Business Association or the Piedmont Heights Business Association, they do a lot of great things within their community to help drive traffic to their neighborhoods. And in return, the fundraising that they do, they're able to take those dollars and put them right back into the community. So their hope, and I'm going to have to brag on Kirkwood right now. Kirkwood does an annual wine stroll where they block off pretty much 3 blocks of the entire strip. Every business owner sets up a vendor table, middle of the street, and people are able to come by and shop and engage and learn. And what this does, just like the community market, it helps keep our community engaged on the things that we need to do in order to build stronger businesses. And the great thing about that wine stroll, so many people come from different neighborhoods and different communities. And from a business standpoint, everyone that comes to my place of business within my community, that's just like they're paying the bills. They are helping me stay open. We engaging, we're doing stuff in our community. The people that are coming from other neighborhoods or other parts of the state or other parts of the city, those are I will call them people that come to revival. They come to get a good word, and then next thing you know, they go and they take that information, they go back to their community, they go back to their homes, and they go back to their own businesses and say, hey, I went over to Pittsburgh Yards and they had this great event. Those are the things that we have to do as business association members and teammates, is to help build our community. And the only way to do that, we team up and partner. So I've had a chance to talk to a lot of business owners in Pittsburgh Yards, plan on coming back over there. I think Walter is going to allow the PAC to get an office space in the building so we can really stay engaged with everybody, because the key and goal is, as a business association, is to help our community make a great living, help the businesses in the area thrive. And the really most important thing is we have a seat at the table to say, hey, this is what we want in our community. This is what we're trying to do, and this is where we want to go. So no one else can come in and buy one of the warehouses that are available and turn it into something that we're not interested in having, like a trucking company or a distribution company. We need businesses that help drive people to us. Every time I go to Old Fourth Ward, and every time I go to Pond City Market, I visualize that's what our community can look like. So I'm hoping that, everyone else has that same vision as far as creating more income, a better quality of life, and really making District 12 as a whole come together and be one of the strongest communities within Atlanta. Outside of that, anybody have any questions for me? Groovy. Well, thank you all for having me. Thanks, Tameka and Walter. I appreciate you all.
Thanks,
All right,
Moses.
that was a lot of information. Thanks, Moses. We do not have our Village United on tonight. I know they have been in a think, a team meeting for the last 3 days. Uh-oh. Yes, sir.
I was thinking that she was going to be on here so she can make the announcement. I do not. So the Fit 23 program will be hosting a seminar. I want to say it's May the 26th. I didn't grab my notes, so I apologize, but it's the last Thursday in the month of May. We'll be hosting a Fit 23 seminar at Pittsburgh Yards. All the tenants will be receiving the information, I believe, in the next couple of days or next week. And one other thing I forgot to mention, we're setting up a wellness program with Pittsburgh Yards. And Tameka, I thought I sent you the email and I didn't, but this is a great time to tell you now. So what we're going to do at Fit Squad Studios is give a tremendous discount for all the business owners and employees of Pittsburgh Yards. So that way you all will have somewhere to come to get trained on a regular basis. Because I was not allowed to move my business into Pittsburgh Yards. I'm not sure, maybe they just don't like me, but that's fine. I can deal with that. But no, I'm just kidding. But that's one of the things that we're going to do, because a happy employee is a faithful employee. And if the employee is faithful to you, your business will flourish because you're taking care of them as a person and not using them just to make your business grow without rewarding them for their hard works and efforts. Okay, that's all I got. I'm not saying nothing else.
Thank you. All right. Again, don't see our Village United on, so we are going to move on to our Tenant Spotlight. I am so excited. They are one of our new tenants in the North Wing, and that is Repair the World. We have Miss Paige Godfrey on the line, and she is going to talk to us about the wonderful things that Repair the World are doing.
Hi, thank you.
Paige.
Yeah. I am so excited to be with you all this evening. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Like Tameka said, my name is Paige. I am the Senior Program Associate with Repair the World Atlanta. So what is Repair the World? It's a great question. Repair the World is a national Jewish nonprofit that connects and mobilizes young adults to service and volunteering in their communities. The organization name, Repair the World, comes from the Hebrew phrase Tikkun Olam, which literally translates to repair the world. And it comes from, in the Torah, Jews are told and taught from many generations that they have an obligation to help those in need, give back, and overall try to make the world a better place. Repair does recognize that service is a universal value. We believe that everyone should be involved in service and everyone should give back. So while we are a Jewish organization, we try our best to be radically inclusive, and we're open to all, no matter your background, religion, where you come from. We want all to be involved in service. We really love engaging new people and giving back to our community altogether. The organization operates in 13 cities across the US, and each city is run by local staff on the ground. So we are just one of those cities, and we're very fortunate to have really great staff members that run all of our programming in Atlanta proper. So what makes Repair the World unique? It's really that at every service opportunity, we facilitate an intro and a learning conversation on a Jewish take to service with what is going on that day. So we relate it to our service partner, the project that we're at, and kind of bring in that Jewish lens of service into why is this important? What does Judaism say about this? What does everyone say about this? And we also talk about the organization where we're at and what we'll be doing that day. And then we wrap up usually with a question to leave you with some thoughts. So we'll pose like an open-ended question of, what did you learn today? What does this have you feeling? That we can send you off with something just to think about a little bit longer. In Atlanta specifically, we offer a few pillars of engagement. So we have a fellowship program, which is a 2-year commitment offered to young adults, and this is after college. So it's not like a traditional gap year, which is in between high school and college. This is after college for those looking to take a little bit more time to get into the workforce. and really looking for an immersive experience volunteering and supporting the local community. We are very fortunate enough to have 3 amazing fellows in Atlanta, and they each lend 10 to 20 hours of service to 1 or 2 service partners every single week. Our service partners are other nonprofit organizations that are mainly supported by volunteers. So they are 501c3 organizations that really rely on volunteers for support and to run the businesses that they run. Some of our fellow partners, we work with Paw Kids in Grove Park, which has a few different setups. They have a food pantry, which is where our fellow pretty much runs the food pantry every single day it's open, which is really awesome. And that is just an open space for people to come in and get food to sustain them for the day, the week, whatever it may be. We also have a fellow that works with Historic West Side Gardens, which promotes food security on the west side of Atlanta, also addresses some of the lead concerns in the soil on the west side of Atlanta. If you're aware of that, a few years ago, the EPA was brought in to address some of those concerns and create more fresh and non-lead soil on the west side. Rebecca's Tent, which is a homeless shelter specifically for women in Virginia Highlands, and the list goes on. We also run a program called Service Corps, which is a shorter 10-week program for young adults to engage in virtual or in-person volunteering, and also gives them the opportunity to engage in cohort time with weekly learning. So I'm actually jumping on cohort time after this call. And our theme for today is personal obligation to service. What do you feel like your personal obligation is? And we're also going to be talking about environmental justice and some of the thoughts that I just mentioned about lead in the historic west side of Atlanta. And then we offer support to people, companies, organizations that would like to find volunteer opportunities in Atlanta that aren't really sure where to start. And lastly, we offer monthly service opportunities and social events. And we have some, this is actually next week is one of our busiest weeks that we've had so far, with a lot of service opportunities coming up. On Monday, we are having a conversation with Terrence Lester, the founder of Love Beyond Walls, which is a really, really awesome organization, local, bringing awareness and support to the homeless population. He founded the organization, and he also founded the Dignity Museum. And if you're not aware of that, I highly recommend checking it out and or coming to hear him talk, because he's an amazing speaker. On Tuesday, we're having Cocktails on the Roof, which is a part of our Cocktails with a Conscience series, and that's on the roof at Pittsburgh Yards. So if you're around on Tuesday evening, we would love to see you. Next Thursday, we're having a farm crew at Lindsay Street Park, where you can join members getting your hands dirty and helping Lindsay Street Park. I believe they'll be doing some weeding, mulching, and planting for spring. And all of our programs, that's just next week. We have many other programs as well. All of our programs are listed on our website, which is werepair.org/Atlanta. And I'm going to copy it into the chat in a second. We're also on Instagram at Atlanta_repair. And I will also copy my email in the chat for if anyone wants to reach out or has any questions. And like Tameka said, we're on the north side of the building, so always feel free to pop by and say hi if we are there. And that's all I have. Thank you so much for making this space for us.
Thank you so much, Paige. Does anybody have any questions for Paige? I know I'll be on the roof with y'all Tuesday. All right. If nobody has any questions, we're going to move on to our property management update. I'm going to pass this on to Walter.
Yes, hello everyone. Thanks, Tameka. That was a lot going on, Paige. I don't have as much as you. Goodness. Okay. Well, as you can see, we have a lot going on here at Pittsburgh Yards, and both if you're a nonprofit organization, if you're a for-profit organization, we do have opportunities for you. As you can see, we have tenants that are not only participating and operating their businesses in the community, but they're also active participants in the community as well, giving back. That's one of the things that I love about Pittsburgh Yards is that we have a very conscious community ecosystem within the boundaries of our walls. Having said that, as always, want to always remind you and tell others that are in your networks that we do have spaces available. We are getting low on our available units, but we do have spaces in the building. So if there's someone that's looking for office space, to entrepreneurs, small business owners, we do have spaces available. And we also have co-working opportunities as well. So if you're looking for a space to work during the day, maybe you're a remote worker, or maybe you're someone that is just looking for a space in the evenings or during the daytime to get outside of your house, we have opportunities in that regard as well. 24/7 access, and our co-working opportunities are currently only priced at $50 a month. So if you are interested in any of those opportunities, you can reach out to us via our website, where you can also RSVP for our weekly tours. We have tours that run from 11:30 every Thursday, and there's also a 2:30 tour that runs as well, where we give you a good history of the property, the mission, and talk about the spaces and the opportunities that are available. If you're interested in those, again, go to the pittsburghyards.com website and RSVP for those tours. And make sure that you RSVP as soon as possible, because we do max out those tours at 10 participants per tour. If there are any questions or any concerns, I will definitely answer those now, or if you want to type those in the QA portion of the chat space, I can respond to those as well. Quiet group tonight, I see. I think they're still taking down notes from all the things you had going on, Paige. They're still trying to write all that down. So. If there's no questions, that's all that I have, Tameka. Thanks again, everybody.
Does anybody have any questions or comments about everything that we talked about and discussed? Anything for Paige, anything for Tron or Moses? If not, we are going to wrap up tonight, and I just want to thank you all for being on the call tonight with us. Good night.